Good evening. No, I don't want to read that one yet. When your mother's here, then we'll read that one. You asked me a question. What do I think about you taking a softball class?
Not softball, but throwing the softball team.
All right. And then you wrote some things. So explain what you wrote.
Okay. I just wrote the pros and cons of taekwondo or softball or flag football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The pros of taekwondo. It's kind of fun, and it works different muscles, and you get to learn something new. The pros of softball and flag football are that it's cheaper. It's only $25 and that's it. And it's fun. You get to work with friends and you run a lot. And it's something new for me to try out. But it's not like a long period of time. It's only 4 months. And you get to learn something new. Now the cons of taekwondo are that it's expensive and it's not for a short period of time, it's for a long period of time. And for softball and flag, it takes up a lot of my time. I can do it. But that's the same with taekwondo.
What do you think I think about taekwondo?
You think it's something that's necessary? Not taekwondo in general, but to be able to defend yourself. I think that's necessary.
Would I be in favor of taekwondo?
Yes.
What do I think about softball?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
Softball to me is fine. There is a place for it. However, you say that only 4 months each of them, right? 4 months softball.
Okay.
Well, what you told me before is that you're moving out. So, if you're gonna move out, I want you to do the taekwondo. This way, you will be prepared.
What if I say I won't move out this week?
Then take that taekwondo for the whole year.
Okay,
Why?
I don't have the
Why
money
do I
for it.
want you to do taekwondo?
So I can defend myself. But I don't have the money for it.
You don't have $15 a month? Come work with me.
No.
You don't want to come work with me.
I don't want to cut grass and have all of my paycheck go to taekwondo. I don't even enjoy it. And not only is only $15, but you also have to pay $70 for a suit.
70? Well, I'm against softball. Reason number one, it will take you from my time. So I prefer you would do the taekwondo than the
But
softball.
what if I don't have the money for it? The only thing I do really is, well, I don't want to cut trees down. That takes up too much of my time. But I'll cut grass, but I don't want my paycheck to go only from taekwondo.
If you want to earn more money, then you gotta do something different than what you're doing. For instance, if you become a taekwondo teacher, which might take you 4 or 5 years, you can earn money doing that, teaching taekwondo.
But I don't. Well, that's why I'm not a teacher.
I'm giving you an example of a way to make money. Now, I believe a plumber will make more money than a taekwondo teacher, generally speaking. Because you can babysit kids, but I doubt you'll make as much money babysitting as a plumber or an electrician.
If I was a man, yeah.
Even as a nanny, I doubt that you would make as much as a plumber. I met a plumber, a professional licensed plumber. He owned 2 houses. You met a plumber every couple of years when they come fix our house.
Yeah, they suck
150,
at it.
100 no, the problem is not that. It only takes them about an hour, a little bit over an hour,
Not really.
to collect $150.
Not really.
I said a licensed plumber. So, if you're going to devote your time into something that produces money for you, I'm in favor. What were Jesus' words about I am come, that you would live more abundantly?
I am dumb.
I have come so that you will live life abundantly. Without a skill such as plumbing, electricity, carpentry, you're going to suffer more in this life. And it's your choice right now to suffer. You have rejected my teachings.
I haven't rejected your teaching. I just don't believe the same way that you do.
Are you a plumber?
No, are you a
Are you a
plumber?
carpenter?
No, are you
Who
a
knows
carpenter?
more about carpentry?
But how old are you?
Who knows more about carpentry?
You. How old are you?
I'm 44. Is that the reason I know more?
Yeah.
No. Yes, I would of course have seen
More things.
holes on the floor from your grandfather, great-grandfather.
And what? What was he doing?
He was old, and therefore he was the rich man in town, and then after he stopped working, the floor was made out of wood, and you could see the dirt underneath it.
Dale. ¿Por qué no se pone a leer ella y discuten otro día cuando estemos comiendo? Así hay más tiempo para hablar. No hay que tener que terminar la tarea ni que no se cueste temprano.
Why don't you read for us and go finish your dinner?
¿Eh?
Finish your dinner and then come back and read with us.
No, ella tiene que leer ya. Yo no he empezado ni a comer, estoy cocinando todavía.
All right, Anna, are you going to read with us?
Estoy cocinando.
Come back when you're ready to read with us.
No.
All right, don't come back.
Can I
O
read?
sea que la niña lea ya.
You can read with
I
me.
said no.
Can you read with me?
No.
Why not?
Desde tú a cocinar, yo me quedo con ella aquí leyendo.
The only person that hasn't eaten is you, right, Anna? Go cook and then come back. Why are you taking my time from my daughter?
Porque ella necesita hacer la tarea y tiene que estar temprano.
She wanted to talk to me, and I came to talk to her. So, I saw your great-grandfather's
Cool.
house.
Wood.
His errors were that he was a rich man and he didn't know that after he stopped working, he would not have any money.
Well, didn't he have a retirement fund or something?
I don't believe they had that back then. And then you can look at movies and so on. Many of these retirement funds don't exist once you retire. Yes.
But what about the government funded ones? Those can't be Social
If
Security.
your grandfather's great-grandfather's land was here in the United States, they would say the taxes, he wouldn't be able to pay the taxes.
Mhm.
So the land would have to be sold,
And then he's in retirement home.
and then he'd live in an old folks home. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to repeat the mistakes, you see, once you get to be 44, you see a lot of mistakes that people made. You see how your, I'm 44, you see how your brother, your uncle rather, he did okay in one area. You see how your grandmother did okay in another area.
I mean, she still got money.
And you see how some people have goofed up. So, if you don't close the book, close the book. So, what's your decision on Taekwondo?
I'm going to work for Taekwondo.
So, what are you gonna do on the days we go to class?
Just sit there, I guess.
That's fine by me.
Can I do homework while I'm doing it?
No.
Why?
Because I don't want you to go to school in the first place. They call it a school, but you're not getting anything of value. I went to private schools, which are greater than the public schools. And I was homeless 5 times. This means that I don't believe in public schools. If you're not learning carpentry, plumbing, electricity, robotics,
You can learn
computer
all of those things in
repair,
school. You can learn all of those things in school.
do we have any plumbing problems?
Yes.
Have you fixed any of them?
No? Yeah, I have.
Do we still have plumbing problems?
Yes. But I'm not going on the roof to put pipe down the ceiling.
If we have plumbing problems and you can't fix them, then you're not a plumber yet.
Mm-hmm.
This house is just an experiment. This is where you learn to be a plumber.
I've learned how to unclog drains.
Do we still have plumbing problems?
Only one problem. Or two, actually.
Do we still have
Yes.
these problems? So therefore, if you can't fix them,
Well, I can't fix it. I don't know how. How am I gonna... I don't even know why the water's coming in here. Apparently the tub is missing and the Don Victor didn't know how to do it. We shouldn't have hired him in the first place.
my point is what?
You gotta learn how to plumb.
Please use correct English for me.
You have to learn how to do plumbing.
You need to know these things. You know, I showed a room to a young man. He was 18 years old, and the light switch didn't work.
I know, you told me that story already.
So what did he say?
You know how to fix it? And you're like, no. And then you're like, do you know how to fix it? And you're like, no.
He said, how come the light switch doesn't work? I said, oh yes, we need an electrician. Do you know how to fix it? He says, I don't know how to fix it. I'm only 18 years old. Well, that's a poor excuse. Because
Did you
I'm
tell him
44
that?
years old. No, I'm not going to argue with a young man. He should know how to fix the electrical problems.
Can we start now? I feel like we already did this page because the upside down guy is here, but I don't think we did.
Let me see. This was Sunday.
Sunday, we haven't read on Monday.
Oh, that's right. That was yesterday.
Jesús enseñó a sus discípulos
Jesús enseñó a sus discípulos
a llamar a Dios Padre
a llamar a Dios Padre
y les dijo que siempre
y les dijo que siempre
que quisieran rezar
que quisieran rezar
o hablaran con Él,
o hablar con Él,
dijeran,
Padre
Padre nuestro
nuestro,
que estás en el
que
cielo,
estás en el cielo,
santificado
santificado
sea tu nombre,
sea tu nombre.
ven a nosotros,
Porque ven, pero venga.
Venga a nosotros tu reino,
Venga a nosotros tu reino.
hágase tu voluntad
Hágase tu voluntad
en la
en
tierra
la tierra
como en el
como en
cielo.
el cielo.
Danos hoy
Danos hoy
nuestro pan de cada día,
nuestro pan de cada día.
perdona nuestras ofensas,
Perdona nuestras ofensas,
como también
como también
nosotros perdonamos a los que nos
a
ofenden.
los que nos ofenden.
No nos dejes caer
No nos dejes caer
en la tentación y líbranos del mal.
Where's amen?
Amén. Dios es nuestro Padre.
Dios es nuestro Padre.
Padre nuestro.
Padre nuestro.
¿Qué leyeron?
The Our Father.
¿Y quién lo enseñó?
Jesús.
Jesús.
Entonces, ¿qué vino, además de eso, qué vino a enseñar en la tierra Jesús?
How to pray and talk to God.
Muy bien.
And that you should be good to one another.
Muy bien.
What chapter am I on? 4?
What's today's date? Monday the 23rd.
Mommy, wanna help me with this?
Dura como. A ver.
Alright, so what was our final talk conclusion?
Can I try out at least?
Oh.
Why? What if I do both?
What do you mean if you do both?
What if I do both?
Taekwondo and the softball? Of course I'll say yes.
Okay, then let's do both.
Alright. So tomorrow is Taekwondo night. Today you were supposed to do Taekwondo, but your grandmother.
Softball too. But it's,
When you do both, you don't just skip Taekwondo and show up one Saturday
listen,
a month.
I can do both at the same day. Because it ends at 5. And costume says 7. So I can go to YMCA. And just wait for you guys to get there.
That's perfect.
But that's even if I get accepted into the team. I have to go
I
to
want you to
tryout.
get some people to
Kayla.
go with you, at least to
Kayla's
one
cool.
class. No, I'm not saying
Kayla and Fish and Mike.
anyone.
And Alex there.
Anyone. Get, you see, I have the belief that all women and all boys should learn martial arts.
Ooh, I knew that.
Even if they all learn, is there anyone that will be greater than the others? They will be at all levels. What's the first, when they start raising their hand and they say the words, what's one of the words that they say?
Integrity.
Another one.
Discipline.
The first one. Courtesy. Be courteous. Why? What did Chuck Norris say in his book that I read? No, it was in a commercial. He threw a karate kick and he was saying the first defense is not to offend. God bless you and those that surround you. Go practice some martial arts. Go teach someone.